I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the new manager of West Ham United Football Club, the 18th permanent manager in the history of this club, as well as the man who is going to take the official title of head coach. Welcome to West Ham United, Julen Lopetegui. After 3 weeks of speculation, it has finally been confirmed that Julen Lopetegui has replaced David Moyes in the hot seat at West Ham United Football Club. 57-year-old Lopetegui arrives in East London with a very strong footballing CV. He's coached the national team's setups in his native Spain, has been the head coach of the Spanish senior men's national team, as well as Real Madrid. He also has worked for Real Madrid's recruitment department before and managed Sevilla. He also has been abroad as well in his time. He's managed in Portugal for Porto and recently was in England as the manager of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Lopetegui has been a coach that has worked his whole life developing players and building in systems which fit clubs. His appointment is one that I absolutely do welcome at West Ham United. And the reason why I want to stress that I welcome it is because he is the guy who's now going to be in charge of the players, and we have to get behind him. I am actually in favour of the appointment. Yes, fans will have turned their nose up at this because of his age or because of what happened at Wolves. But there is a major positive to him being a head coach rather than a manager. This is that he is going to focus more on the team dynamic and less on the transfer side of business. Tim Steidten will be given more control of transfers and negotiations regarding player movement. The pair will work together, of course, but Steidten will have more power at the club, which is what he would have wanted. Although Steidten and Moyes had worked together over the course of the last 12 months, it hadn't always been very cohesive between them, shall we say. Moyes had a habit of vetoing transfers and selling off players. The particular sticking point was actually in January when Steidten recommended a lot of new signings to Moyes and the Scottish gaffer vetoed them all in favour of loaning Calvin Phillips. We know that did not turn out very well, don't we? There was tension between Steidten and Moyes to the point where it was alleged that the manager had banned Steidten from the training ground. Edson Alvarez, on the player side of the argument, was starting to fall out with Moyes too. Let's get away from the negativity, but that was just to provide a little bit of context to the situation. In fact, it's going to be a very good thing to have him as a head coach. And he's spoken just so positively about the club. I want to read a couple of quotes from Lopetegui himself, so it's from the horse's mouth, from Tim Steidten and David Sullivan regarding this appointment. When Lopetegui was asked about the structure of the club and what his plans are with West Ham, he responded by saying this: "I feel we have a fantastic platform. I think the last few years have been very good years to have this base, of course, but my ambition as a coach is always to be better and better, to achieve more and bigger aims, and to encourage and improve the players, the team, and to compete, because football is about this, to compete. We're very ambitious about this. I am where I want to be. I'm here because I want to be here, and for us it was a fantastic day when we closed our agreement here, because our commitment is 100% to be here. We had other opportunities, but I am very happy that West Ham chose me, because I chose West Ham too. So we are really happy about this. I may add that while he was coaching Sevilla, he came up against the West Ham side that knocked that team out of the Europa League 2 years ago. He already has seen what West Ham's capable of, and after a visit to the London Stadium for the second leg, He has said that he felt like he wanted to manage there one day. That, to me, is a very positive statement. Tim Steidten was photographed with Lopetegui today. He also made a comment to the media saying this: Julen lives and breathes football. He thinks deeply about the game. He is tactically astute and he has shown he can adapt to work in different leagues, in different countries, with national teams, and in each situation he has shown outstanding qualities. Julen is highly experienced all the way. We will now work at West Ham United and I am looking forward to working with him to grow a successful future for the club. Steidten is the person who was actually going to spearhead this appointment. People would have initially thought that he would have wanted a younger manager or potentially somebody from the Bundesliga, but that was not the case. Steidten led the negotiations to appoint Lopetegui. So these Moyes out accounts or anti-West Ham YouTubers and Twitter users looked very silly when they expressed their own opinion. David Sullivan was the final person to welcome Lopetegui, saying this: We have been working hard behind the scenes to continue shaping the right strategy for West Ham United's future. We are looking forward to bringing Julen's coaching ability, experience and personality to the club. You can tell from his body language that Lopetegui really does want to be at West Ham. He seems really excited and hopeful for what he can achieve at the club. The next part and the final part of my video is going to talk about his new coaching staff. Moyes' old staff have all left the club now. Some of that leaves a bit of taste in the mouth, especially with Kevin Nolan's departure. But Lopetegui's brought in his own staff. He's known these people for many, many years. He trusts them with his life, and they are going to form our new coaching staff. His compatriots Pablo Sanz, Oscar Caro, Juan Vicente Peinado, Borja de Alba, and Edu Rubio, all of whom are Spaniards, will be joining him. So who exactly are these people? Well, let's start off with Pablo Sanz. He's been Lopetegui's assistant manager for over a decade. They worked together at FC Porto and Real Madrid, Sevilla and Wolves. They coached together with the Spain national team too. Oscar Caro has worked with Lopetegui since 2016. He's a fitness coach who has worked with Al Sadd and Aspire Academy in Qatar. He's also worked with the Spanish national team. Juan Vicente Peinado is going to be the head analyst. He is going to be responsible for reviewing games mainly. Borja de Alba is a fitness coach, and we're getting a new fitness coach, people. This might help us. He began working with Lopetegui at Sevilla and also Wolves. Edu Rubio is a technical coach who actually used to work for the women's team as the assistant manager. He's worked for the MK Dons, Chelsea, Crawley Town and Crystal Palace. Javi Valero will continue his role as the goalkeeping coach. He's got a good set of staff here to help. We cried out for this at West Ham for a long time, asking to have structure behind the scenes. We've got structure now. We've got solidity. I'm pleased for this. You might not be, but I am, and let me be happy. So, once again, otra vez, bienvenido a West Ham, Julen Lopetegui. Buena suerte.